So hey guys, hi. So today we are going to talk about these five topics which you are seeing. So HX triggers, modifiers, filters, events, and the pooling. So starting from here, we will first talk about the triggers. What exactly the trigger is. So whatever AJAX request we have. So currently it's not handled automatically. So we want to handle when something is clicked on the event, right? So that's how this trigger comes in. So we will be coming back and talking about this whole thing one by one. So then we will talking about the modifiers. So in modifiers, let's say you want to delay something or you want to show some result to on some other element or something like that. So let's talk, what we do is first let's start with this ajax trigger. So ajax trigger has its own keyword that is called ajax trigger, sorry, data attribute. And here you can define the modifiers, event, filters, everything here. So what we do, it can happen on mouse enter, key up. So what we do is first example, let's take a mouse enter here, and as soon as I do a mouse hover, it automatically fires the request. So this is what the triggers does it. Okay, so if you want to modify it, you can write something else also about it. You can write with filters and events. So what we do here is now let's talk about the modifiers next. So modifiers, as I said, like it should happen on the event, right? But now let's say there should be a delay of 2 seconds. So this is what the modifier does. You're modifying the trigger. As soon as you click, after 2 seconds only this will fire. So this is called the event modifiers. And then similarly we have other also that is called changed. So and from, so we will talking about from one. So from is basically once this is clicked, it should be shown uh, on, like once it is clicked on a particular element. So let's say what that particular element is this search box, and whenever something is changed or what input is done on this event, the result will swap. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm giving the text area as a id as search, and what I will do is I will define the key event that is clicked, but clicked, or sorry, key up from which element. That element we have will be this search box. So whenever something is key, there is a event of key in this search, sorry, so that time only the result which we have will shown up. Okay, so as you can see, but the result, as you can see, it is showing up on the search element itself. Yeah. Okay, so since we have talked about all this list of modifiers like from and all, now let's say just a quick tip, like it's not compulsory to write everything on the button element itself. You can also define it on a parent itself. So whenever you're using a from, and it will still work the same. It doesn't matter where you define it, right? Okay, so what we have done now, now let's see some other example. So next is the filter. So whatever the square bracket which we see, like you have to write the event name as it is. Then apart from that, you have to write a condition into that square bracket which should return a JavaScript expression. So if you can see from Indian docs, so we have some meta key or control key which returns a value of true and false by default. So as I said, in this square bracket we will be writing JavaScript expression, or but it should return the value of true and false. So this key up and control key automatically returns that. So for this example, what I will do is I will write, uh, let's go back to the code up. So what I will do is I will clear the further things up. So whenever there is a click event, only, like only click event plus uh, click event plus meta key or a control key, but it should return a true condition. Okay, so click plus something. So click plus control key. Uh, this should fire this event. So if I do click plus control key, it will fire this. As you can see, yep, it did fire. So since I'm working from my Apple MacBook, so that's why it's I have like this key which might be working on both of yours and mine. So I've used this in example. Okay, so what we do now is let's talk about some special event. So first event which we have is something called load. So as by name it suggests, is it's not loaded, actually it's load. So by as name it suggests that as soon as something is loaded, it will load. Okay, so this is what it we are showing right now. So as soon as on page load, as soon as we see, the request will automatically get fired. Yeah, see, its load. Next thing is something called revealed. So revealed is something like, let's say a particular portion of the element is visible to the user. Okay, so that time only it will fire. So similarly to what we had on load, we will use the revealed. So by default, this content is visible to us, so it will automatically fire the request. So it works just like load, but it will only fire once it's visible on the DOM. Okay. So lastly, we will talk about something called polling. So polling is, let's say you want to, fire request multiple times or every 1 or 2 seconds. So you can use the keywords called every, and with every you can define whatever the timer of it. So in the current example, as you can see, the product ad which we saw, it was a post request, but we are using on get request for just for the demo. I will add it, and as you can see, but before that, if I write every 1 second, it will automatically fire every 1 second. Okay, so what we do now is, now let me just write every 1 second here, and as soon as I have written a post request, see, every 1 second it's hitting. But there are times when you want to stop it automatically. So by default, if you want to stop it automatically, you have to provide a status code of 283. So as you can 286, sorry, that you have to provide, and it will automatically stop. Okay, so that's it for today video, guys. I hope you like this video. Let's see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.